Hi YouTube! So story time with Miss Drayton today isn't actually going to be a story. I am sharing a book, but it's a non-fiction book. And I think it's quite an exciting book because it's a pop-up book. So it's called Pop-Up Volcano. Now I like pop-up books, but I particularly like this one because I think these pop-ups in this book are particularly cool. Okay, so it's quite a long book, so I'm not going to read it all, but I will certainly show you all the pop-ups. So, the first one, if I hold it that way, shows a pop-up of the Earth. If we were to cut it in half and what the Earth would look like inside. So, like that, that'd be better. Oh, move it over a bit. There we go. Okay, so there's some labels. I'll bring it a bit closer. You can see the different sections. So on the very edge, we have the oceanic crust, then we have the continental crust, then we have the mantle as we go inside, then we've got the outer core and the inner core. Okay, so I'll read a little bit on this page. So the planet Earth is a round ball filled with boiling hot rock called magma. In the middle of the Earth is a solid inner core. Around this is a liquid outer core, then a thick, mostly solid layer called the mantle. The whole thing is covered by a much colder layer of rock called the crust. The crust is where we live. The crust is not like an eggshell covering the planet in one solid sheet. Instead, it is made up of many smaller plates of rock that fit together like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. These are called tectonic plates. Rather than being stuck together, the plates are always moving. When some plates press together, others move apart. This means that the border between our world and the molten rock below is never fixed. Gaps and cracks in the Earth's crust allow magma to push through, making the gaps even bigger. When the heat below the Earth bursts through the surface, a volcano is formed. So, next pop-up bit. Okay, again I'm going to turn them around so you can see it a bit better. I think that's quite cool. Shows a volcano expression. I'll do it a few times for you. One more. So, this is all about an actual volcanic eruption. And it's called Volcano Danger. Not all volcanoes erupt in the same way. An eruption that creates fountains and rivers of lava is called a Hawaiian eruption. Hot liquid lava can move fast, sometimes reaching 40 miles an hour. But as lava cools down, it grows thick and moves very slowly, like a creeping slug. Explosive eruptions are very dangerous because they push out powerful streams of gas, dust and rock that move very fast. These streams are called pyroclastic flows. The American volcano Mount St. Helens erupted in 1980 and threw out a huge cloud of ash that covered the ground for hundreds of miles around. The volcano on the Italian island of Volcano also produces big clouds of ash and gas. Mount Pelée on the Caribbean island of Martinique is another volcano that creates pyroclastic flows when it erupts. Okay, so the next pop-up page. It's all about studying volcanoes. So we've got some people in some special suits, you see, going to study a volcano or volcanic eruption specifically. You can see the lava flowing there. And this person collecting samples. So this, if you want to become one of these people, one of these scientists, this is all about this. So scientists who study volcanoes are called volcanologists. Some of them take great risk in order to gather samples of lava, gas and volcanic rock. Looking closely at volcanoes is a good way to understand how our planet works and how we can protect ourselves from future eruptions. With the help of tools such as seismometers, which measure the movement of the ground, it is possible to predict when a volcano might erupt, giving people time to move to safer ground. Okay, so next pop-up bit. Oh, is this? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to face it that way. This is about volcanoes that are under the water. Okay, ready? Ooh. Okay, so volcanoes under the sea. There are more than 1,500 active volcanoes on the surface of the Earth, but below the ocean there are 1,000 times more. Submarine volcanoes can be found on the ocean floor at places called hotspots, where the Earth's crust cracks open and lets lava run out. In the watery darkness, the burning magma spills out into the icy cold sea through vents, heating up the water until it's boiling hot. But the water always wins in the end, cooling down the rock so that it forms shapes that look like pillows and chimneys. Despite the heat, some animals make their home near these vents. Giant tube worms wave their red plumes in the current. The vent octopus is another creature that lives in this strange and unwelcoming place. So see if you can spot those animals. So tube worm and the octopus. Okay. Then last pop-up bit, I think, isn't it? Yes, is about a particular volcano, the name of one, called Mount Fuji. Okay, so I hold it a bit more like that. Yeah. Okay. And this one does have a bit more of a story to it. So, the birth of Mount Fuji. An ancient Japanese legend tells the story of how the famous volcano Mount Fuji came to be. So it's whether you want to believe this or not, it's a story they tell in Japan. Once upon a time, a woodcutter named Vizu lived on the plains of Suruga with his wife and children. One night he heard a booming noise that seemed to come from deep under the ground. The sound was louder than thunder. Vizu thought it was an earthquake and that his family might be in danger. He picked up his children and the whole family ran for their lives. When Vizu stopped and looked back, he couldn't believe what he saw. Where there was once a flat plain, there was now a huge mountain, spitting smoke and fire. As a tribute to its beauty, Vizu gave it the name Fujiyama, or Mount Fuji, the mountain that never dies. So, that was a quite cool book. That was Pop-Up Volcano. Like I said, I didn't share it all, but I did share all the pop-up